fine. Okay. Okay. So, how many of you tried it again? Okay, none of you tried it again. So, what should we do first? Okay. Whenever you get a difficult passage, right? Whenever you get a difficult passage, try to do it 2-3 times, right? With the tools that I have given you, right? With the tools that I have given you, that would do two things. Okay, na? That would do two things. What? First, it would make you practice the basics of the grammar. Okay. Then it would make you understand and comprehend a difficult level of passage. Right. So that is the criteria that we need to have. Right. Just a minute. Yeah. Let us start. Okay. Okay. So the first sentence. The first sentence. If something is enjoyable, then that is a reason for taking an interest in it. Right. And some things are more enjoyable than others. I hope everyone might have understood this. Okay. Now, there is also a sense in which you cannot judge something to be enjoyable at second hand. Now, you must define that what is second hand. Your own enjoyment is the criterion of sincerity. And when reporting on some object, then others find enjoyable, the best you can sincerely say is that it is apparently enjoyable, right? Or that it seems to be enjoyable since other find it so. Clear है यहाँ तक? Is it clear till here? Okay. Let me know if anyone has any difficulty. However, it is not at all clear that the judgment that something is enjoyable is about the thing itself rather than the nature or character of people. Clear? Clear? Okay. Now let us move ahead. Certainly, we judge enjoyable things. It is right to enjoy some things, wrong to enjoy others. Right? We are judging enjoyable things. Right? So, let us move ahead. But these judgments focus on the state of mind of the subject rather than a quality in the object. Right? This is the state of mind of the subject. I have given you subject and object. Right? What is the subject? The primary person who is passing the judgment. Right? Who is passing the judgment that something is enjoyable. We can say all that we want to say about the rightness and wrongness of our enjoyments without invoking. Now he has given true criteria, that is right or wrong, right? So we can say all that we want to say about the rightness or wrongness of our enjoyments without invoking the idea that some things are really enjoyable, others only apparently so. So apparent enjoyment was given here, right? That it seems enjoyable and I have experienced it through someone else. With beauty, matters are otherwise. Now he has come to beauty, right? Matters are otherwise. That means, I hope you are understanding it. Understood till here? Now what would we do? They have given us a certain idea about the judgments, right? Judgment of what? Enjoyment. Okay. Now let us see what he's saying about the beauty. Here the judgment focuses on the object judged, okay, not the subject who judges. First one was from the subject perspective. This is on the object. We distinguish true beauty from fake beauty. Okay. These are some words defining that. We argue about beauty and strive to educate our taste, and our judgment of beauty are often supported by critical reasoning, which focuses entirely on the character of the object. Okay. All these points seem obvious, and yet they generate a paradox which threatens to undermine the entire subject of aesthetics. Now, he is talking about a paradox. Which paradox? The judgment of taste is genuine judgment, right? one that is supported by reasons. But these reasons can never amount to a deductive argument, right? If they could do so, then there could be second-hand opinions about beauty. Now, something that is beautiful for me may not be beautiful for someone else. So, deductive argument is not there, right? But still, there are beauty standards. There could be experts on beauty who never have experienced the things they describe, and rules for producing beauty which could be applied by someone who had no aesthetic taste. Okay. It is true that artists often attempt to invoke beauties other than those they create. Okay, Wordsworth invokes the beauty of lakeland landscape, Faust the beauty of a sonata, and Man the beauty of Joseph, and Homer the beauty of Helen of Troy. Now, if neither of these words or the names are familiar to you, you can be familiar to this one. How many of you have watched the movie Troy? Batao. How many of you have watched the movie Troy? Okay. So Homer wrote Troy, right? In which Helen was the primary person on which the war was, for which the war was being fought. But the beauty possible that a bust of Helen might one day be dug from the soil of Troy and authenticated as true likeliness, right? Even though you and I are struck by the ugliness of a woman depicted and appalled to think of a war being fought for so charmless a cause. Okay, the paradox then is this. The judgment of beauty makes a claim about its object, okay, and can be. Now, he talked about a paradox, right? He talked about a paradox. Now he is describing it. Till now, he was giving just examples and explaining it. Right. The paradox then is this. The judgment of beauty makes a claim about its object. Okay. And can be observed by reasons for its claim. Okay. It is reasonable. Right. But the reasons do not compel the judgment and can be rejected without contradiction. So I can reject your claim of beauty. So are there reasons or aren't they? Right. So are they reasons or aren't they? Okay, that he is asking. Okay. Now, this is the paradox. Okay. The first question. Can you answer it? अभी इसको क्या कर देते हैं? We would paraphrase this, right? What has been said in this? The first was about the enjoyment, right? The enjoyment was based on the subject rather than the object, but the beauty was based on the object, right? Enjoyment cannot be second hand, right? Someone is enjoying, but beauty can be described, right? One can be describing beauty. There might be some standards for the beauty, for aesthetic taste, right? We also have, we also hone our taste of beauty, right? We also hone our taste of beauty. The paradox then is this, that the judgment of beauty makes a claim about his object and can be supported by the reasons for his claim. So he has made a paradox. He has talked about a paradox that judgment of beauty makes a claim about it, can be supported by reasons for its claim, but the reasons do not compel the judgment and can be rejected without contradiction. So they are the reasons or aren't they, right? So he's saying that the definition of reasons should be that they are valid, but in this case they are not valid. That is why, are they reasons or aren't they? Okay, first one. Now let us answer the first one. Are you being able to do this? Open your own forms. Okay, open your own forms that you would be able to go to the passages on your own. Okay, the answers, please. Answers, please. Okay. 1 and 2 close लग रहे हैं बिल्कुल ठीक. Okay. Now, which of the following comparisons between beauty and enjoyment is valid as per this passage? It is possible to have a second-hand opinion of beauty, but not of enjoyment. Okay. Beauty is inherent in the object in question, while enjoyment can be extrinsic to the activity being enjoyed. Okay. It is possible to have a second-hand opinion of beauty. Can we have second-hand opinion of beauty? Does the other person who is experiencing beauty, can we say that we have the same taste of beauty? Right? See. And when reporting on the same object, then others find enjoyable, the best you can sincerely say is that it is apparently enjoyable, that it seems to be enjoyable, since others find it so. You do not have these sentences when you are comparing beauty, right? It seems to be beautiful, doesn't, is not valid, right? It is not valid. It is not valid. So B would be the right answer. Second one would be the right answer. Beauty is inherent in the object in question. He has said that beauty is inherent in the object, right, in question, while enjoyment can be extrinsic to the activity being enjoyed. That is, the subject or the person enjoying the enjoyment is the key person who enjoys something, right? Enjoyment is because he is enjoying something.
Sir.
हाँ.
Sir, if it is not possible कि second hand opinion नहीं हो सकता beauty का, so then possibly third option भी कुछ गलत नहीं है ना?
Let us see. Both beauty and enjoyment should be judged only in terms of the person experiencing. नहीं. Beauty was based on the object. Beauty was based on the object. The person experiencing them is the subject. Right? Right? ठीक है ना? So this is about the object, right? So I hope you got this. Okay, it is possible to say whether it is right to enjoy some things while beauty cannot be judged in some moralistic way. There was no talk about the moralistic. I hope you get that, right? ठीक है ना? Okay, the second one. What is the paradox regarding beauty? Second one. Okay. First answer I have got. Please go towards the paradox, right? What was the paradox? What has been said about that? Okay. Okay. Go towards the paradox. Okay. You chose fourth. Second, I have got 3 answers. I won't wait for one more. Now let us move to the last paragraph and the paradox that was given before that. What is the paradox regarding beauty? While it is possible to have an opinion about the beauty of something, it is not possible to argue for it with others who have not perceived that beauty for themselves. Okay. Seems like a good answer, right? Seems like the good answer that we had seen in the last paragraph. The judgment of beauty makes a claim about the object and can be supported by reasons for its claim. but the reasons do not compel the judgment and can be rejected without contradiction. Is it not so? So first option seems to be the answer. Let us keep this for now. Though it is possible to specify reasons and rules for considering something to be beautiful, these reasons and new rules may be nullified by new finds. No, not by new finds, but the volition of my taste, right? Or the choice of my taste, right? Not by new finds. Findings ka to nahi tha na. Though it is possible to experience beauty at second hand, okay, it was not possible to experience beauty at second hand, right? This goes outside the window. It is not feasible to generalize these experiences into rules of artistic beauty. While it is not possible to experience beauty at second hand, okay, some artists nevertheless successfully invoke the beauty of objects that their audience have never seen. Now, this is the option that I need to check. Okay, let us see. Okay, but this was here, given here, right? The people were given here, but the beauty that we perceive in these invocations resides in them, not in the things described, right? It is true that the artists often attempt to invoke beauties other than those they create, right? Other than those they create, right? So they have, that means they are invoking some descriptions of beauties, right? These are all poets or writers, right? But the beauty that we perceive in the invocations resides in them, not the things described. So what is the invocations, right? They invoke beauties, that is define beauty, and invocations would be the definition of the beauties, right? It is in the definition, not the beauty. So how would we know that? It is possible that bust of Helen might have been dug, right? And bust here, I think so you got by the reference that it is a sculpture of Helen, right? And she might be ugly, but the poet, the poet or the writer, Homer, has described her really beautifully, right? So this is why fourth won't be the answer. So one is the answer for the second one. Now let us come to the third one. In which options are you confused in this? We want any definition. We want any definition. बता दो जल्दी. Okay. Okay. So what is an introspective passage? Introspective is a passage in which we introspect, right? We go towards a certain incident that happened or something that we did, and we get into that mode, right? And we try to justify those things, right? Whether they were right or wrong, right? That is introspective. Argumentative is that he is trying to prove a point. Okay. Descriptive is he is just describing, not giving any opinion. He has given any opinion, right? So descriptive won't be the answer. Deliberative and argumentative are the two options that are close according to our understanding, right? Argumentative, let us check it for argumentative. The paradox then is this: the judgment of beauty makes a claim about, but the reasons do not compel the judgment and can be rejected without contradiction. So are they reasons or not? Now, where has he ended the question? Sorry, the passage. Where has he ended the passage? The only difference between the argumentative and the deliberative passage is that argumentative would try to prove a point. Does the question prove a point? Does a question prove a point? Open-end question, right? So it would be deliberative. Deliberative means asking questions about something and then trying to find the answers. Got it? Who was stuck between 1 and 3? Suryansh. Suryansh. Suryansh kya gaya? Okay. Fourth one. This is the last one, right? Why does the author suggest that authentic bust of Helen of Troy may show that she was ugly? This is a really important question, right? These questions come in the passage, and you have to see how to do this question, the process. Okay. Confused between second and third, B. Okay. Okay. To express surprise at the fact that a war was fought over such an ugly woman. Okay. Now, what is the tone of this language? The tone of this. Does it match the tone that he has used in the passage? No. Right. None of the above. Okay. We would have a look. Author suggests none of the above cannot be the answer. Right. Most probably. To point out that beauty is subjective. And so what Homer considered beautiful may not seem attractive to us. Okay. This is what? This is in compliance with what we had considered as a jest, right? To point out that the aesthetic appeal of an object or the lack of it could be immaterial to the beauty of art is it inspires. Okay, this is also close. Now, what do we need to do? We need to go to the passage. Okay, let us see. It is true that artists often attempt to invoke beauties other than those they create. Okay, but the beauty that we perceive in those invocations resides in them, not in the things described. Okay, so he was talking about this. He was talking about this. So, which one should be the answer? Which one should be the answer? C should be the answer. This was the point to be proven. Right? To point out that aesthetic appeal of an object or lack of it could be immaterial to the beauty of art it inspires. That is because these artists wrote about the object, the beauty of the object in their own words, right? And they can make you look really beautiful even if you are ugly. कर सकते कि नहीं कर सकते? By only defining your positive parts, right? This is what man Homer, but the beauty that we perceive in these invocations resides in them, not in the things described. So you could have gone through this, and then okay, things described has been given to the point that beauty is subjective, and so what Homer's beautiful may not be attractive to us, right? Okay, to point out that beauty is subjective, and so what Homer considered beautiful may not seem attractive to us. So may not seem, that is the point, right? But his main idea was to point out that aesthetic appeal of an object or the lack of it could be immaterial to the beauty of art. Right? Because the purpose would be solely constricted to this paragraph, right? The second last paragraph, but not the whole idea. Clear? Clear? Because second one is not exactly restricted to the second last paragraph. Okay, that is why second one is not the answer. Right? To point out that beauty is subjective, so what Homer considered beautiful may not seem attractive to us. Right? Okay. And this is what he has written. And this is why after this sentence, he projected an example to elaborate that. Okay. This is the way of doing this. That is all for today. Okay. Hope you learned something. Okay, na? If you have any other problem, do let me know.